If you're having trouble sleeping, should you get a sleep tracker to help monitor your sleep? I'm Dr. Andy Burkowski with ReLACS Health, and today's topic are these devices that are wearables that track sleep, whether it's a Fitbit, Apple Watch, or a Ring, you name the brand. Are these devices really helpful to one's sleep? Well, the answer is it depends, but usually not. The way these devices work are when they're worn while someone is sleeping, first and foremost, they monitor body movement and they can interpret the lack of body movement or certain measurement of body movement patterns and infer whether an individual is sleeping or what stage of sleep they're in. Now, more and more, these more sophisticated devices are using other measures, including heart rate variability, which is the changes in heart rate over time while one is lying down and presumably sleeping. And so what these devices do are they use these complex algorithms to measure whether an individual is asleep or awake. And if they are asleep, what stage of sleep they're in. Currently, there are basically 4 stages of sleep: non-REM sleep and REM sleep, which is rapid eye movement sleep. And the non-REM sleep, there's 3 stages, 1, 2, and 3, with 3 being what we call slow wave sleep or deep sleep. And the most highly sought after stages of sleep are stage N3, which is slow wave sleep, and then REM sleep, which is rapid eye movement sleep. So those are the ones everybody's looking to get. The problem with these devices are there's still, even though they've been out for many years, there's still a question of the accuracy of the device. And, in a few years, there will be devices that are more and more accurate, that are on par with the gold standard of measuring sleep, which is polysomnography, where you go into a sleep lab and they wire you up with wires all over your head and measure your brain waves and eye movements and body movements. So we're getting there in terms of the technology, but right now there are some concerns about what this information is providing and how accurate it is. So that might be something that will change over time. But the real problem is the data that the devices report. Is it actionable? Is there a change that one can make based on the data the devices are providing? And this is quite questionable. So if you track your sleep and you get 30% REM sleep, great. Well, is it really 30% REM sleep? Or what do you do next night if you want 35% REM sleep? Or what if you don't get any REM sleep? What should you do differently? Very hard to make a change based on the information you're getting. So there are certain situations, like you drink a couple glasses of wine, you have alcohol before bed, and the REM sleep drops, and then the next night you don't drink any alcohol and the REM sleep goes up. Maybe that's something that's actionable. But for the vast majority of individuals, how they sleep on a given night is not really something that they can change. And the main way that these devices are helpful, in my view, right now with the current technology, is those who do not get enough sleep. These are devices that can fairly well estimate how much sleep an individual is getting. So if people are up watching basketball or up streaming Netflix until 2 in the morning and have to get up for work at 6 a.m., the device can be a reminder as, hey, you got 4 hours of sleep. Hey, you got 5 hours of sleep. You're not setting aside enough time to sleep. So it can work as an accountability measure. But beyond that, there's a limited role in what these devices can provide individuals, particularly those with trouble sleeping, those with insomnia or chronic insomnia disorder, those with difficulty falling asleep and staying asleep. In fact, tracking one's sleep when they have insomnia is actually counterproductive. The fundamental cause of insomnia is overactivity of the mind. So what causes more overactivity of the mind than a sleep tracking device that tells you you only got 5% REM sleep last night, and it might not even be true, but now you're worried about I got to sleep well tonight. I got to sleep well. That activity of the mind, the worrying, the concern about sleep itself, the concern about the data from the device is actually counterproductive. So most individuals who have insomnia should not be tracking their sleep at all. They should be simplifying their sleep quite a bit and not worrying so much about sleep. And of course, for those with frequent insomnia, trouble falling asleep or staying asleep for more than several weeks, for months on end, or for years, they should seek medical attention. The main treatment, the first line treatment for chronic insomnia disorder, is cognitive and behavioral therapy for insomnia. And one of the aspects of this therapy is to decrease the overactivity of the mind. And sleep trackers aren't going to be one of those things that decrease the activity of the mind. So it has a very limited role in those with insomnia disorder, though it may be helpful to others who aren't getting enough sleep, but that's a different population of individuals. As always, these videos are for medical information only and do not constitute the giving of medical advice. Any issues with insomnia should be dealt with under the supervision of a licensed medical provider. And as always, one of the keys to sleeping well and not having trouble sleeping is to relax.